taking back the crown. I'm all dressed up and naked. I see what's mine and take it. Keepers, losers, reapers. Oh yeah, the crown. So close I can taste it. I see what's mine and take it. Keepers, losers, reapers. Oh yeah.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's me, the Ninja Reviewer here. It's time for another exciting episode review of the one and only One Piece. Wow. Hold on one second. Wow. Monkey D. Luffy. Yes, the hat is back. Is back on. Compared to last week where I had the hat off. Percocet. Okay, no, I'm not gonna do that. Instead of mask off, I'll just make a parody like hat off. But anyways, this week's episode of One Piece, episode 802, a hell of a lot better compared to last week's garbage that I had to witness on last week's episode. This time around, very well. Okay, I'll say my overall score, what I think of the episode anyway. But basically, some very important things that happen. Now, number one, we actually get to see the later on that Ichiji actually beat the living shit out of the chef lady, the chef girl. So pretty much Corsetti, that was her name. So Corsetti, so she got the beat shitting out of her when it comes to that. And Sanji again was not having it, so he pretty much knows already who basically did it, so it's quite obvious. So then we see Yonji saying, oh, look, I want to show you something. I want to show you the truth about why we are a very dominant army, the army of GERMA'S 66. So we see, now this is very key important on what is going to go down. But before we actually get to that, let's talk about the other things and get those out of the way first. Number one is, meanwhile, Chopper and Carrot are still doing their best to actually escape the mirror world, and they're going to all these different mirrors. So it was kind of an alright scene, pretty much. Yeah, it was kind of an alright scene, but just see them going through the mirror world, just checking out and seeing what kind of path they could take in order to reach out for Sanji. But unfortunately, still no luck. They did manage to actually get into the part of Big Mom's castle through the mirror, and they were like, holy shit. And that part is actually pretty funny, where it's like, oh my god, something bizarre was just walking this way. It's like, oh my god. And it's like, yeah, so that part was actually pretty funny too. Like the way they did it with the kanji and the voices, that was actually pretty funny. I did like that a lot. So you know, we got that stuff going on. The second thing, well, only 3 things this episode. And then the second thing, of course, is still the continuation of the hunt down for Monkey D. Luffy, when basically he's trying to recover from his haki. Nami finally finds him with King Baum, and he asks for the other homies to stick Luffy inside his mouth. And of course she does it by the control of Big Mom's, or actually in this case, and Lola's Vivi card. So she actually uses that to the advantage to control it and able to hide Luffy inside King Baum. But of course, Cracker's not stupid, because with one of his Cracker soldiers, and I guess it's because of his powerful haki, it's an insanely strong haki. Yo, did you see the way that the flowers and the homies were taken out by that haki? Pretty goddamn impressive, if you ask me. So basically, we see that, and the entire the entire forest field is just completely obliterated thanks to Cracker and his high pressure of haki. Like, the homies, they're out. Most of the homies obliterated. The freaking Flowey lookalikes, they're pretty much obliterated, except for King Baum's strong ass tree. But then of course, Cracker's like, nah, I know what you're doing, and that ain't gonna fly. Just cuts the tree in half, King Baum's, pretty much his tree bark in half, and he pretty much already knows that Luffy by now is already hiding in King Baum just to get his recovery. So we got that, and of course Luffy, depending how he is, because I don't even know if he's ever gonna have enough strength, including depending. I mean, he may have to eat like some food in order for him to get some strength up, hopefully. So you know, we gotta see about that. So now that we got that out of the way, so now a lot of people kind of complain in the comments though about the whole still annoying sound effects with Cracker, with the clap, and then the electric thing that's like part of his hair. So we have that. So then finally, that's just a little thing there that some people complain about. Me, I don't really care. It's kind of, it is what it is. It might be, but I'm pretty much used to it when it comes to Toei and their odd noises or weird sounds for One Piece. It is what it is, so it's fine. So finally, we have the truth about GERMA 66. These are clones that they can replace if the soldiers come out dead, and if they actually get killed, they can just replace them within 5 years. They can become like past 20 years, and they'll become really invincible advanced soldiers in order to actually make their entire fleet stronger, which is why GERMA 66 is the strongest scientific abilities in the world. So Judge was renounced known as a very brilliant scientist, and not the same brilliant scientist that the Ocean Dove version of Vegeta actually tended pretty much to make Bardock the brilliant scientist, when technically this is brilliant scientists on a whole different level, basically, to actually make these human genic clones. But of course, Vegapunk was arrested, and of course, when it comes to Judge, he was able to still manage to actually get out with certain charges, and he was able to actually still continue scientific experiments. So it was crazy. It was really, back in their heyday, they actually too were the top tier scientists within that time. And of course, Sanji's very disgusted by it. It's like, oh, you guys cannot play God. Like, this is just ridiculous. Like, the way you're telling me this, it's sickening. Like, this is like you guys playing God. I don't fly for this, and this is actually not the kind of lifestyle I wanted. This is why I'm glad I left you guys. Then of course we see EGG, we see him there, and oh boy, Sanji ending off this episode with a kick, and then that's the end of the episode. So overall, when it comes to this episode of One Piece WA, actually I pretty much thought this episode was actually it was decent to maybe good. So maybe decent plus to good episode. Pretty much One Piece. But overall, I think I would say it was pretty good. The animation was actually pretty smooth this week. I actually did like the animation in this one a lot better compared to the last episode that we had, especially the entire time being a waste of time. However, though, this time around, we did get some important information. So I will give this episode a 4 out of 5. I was going to dumb it down to bring it like a 3.5, making it like a decent episode. But let's give it a pass because of the very interesting, sickening, twisted cruelness when it comes to the GERMA 66 and why most of the One Piece fandom really wants them freaking dead. So that pretty much explains it right there. So now for you anime folks, you see why, for us who read the manga, know exactly why we hate the Vinsmoke so much. In ways. But maybe not anymore as much. But you'll see why in the future. In the future, you'll find out. But until then, that's basically it. So it gets a 4 out of 5. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below of this week's episode of the One Piece WA, because at least this time we got some stuff going on this episode, unlike last week when just barely little stuff actually happened and we wasted our time with the flashback. Yeesh. This time I am so glad we did get a really good episode this week. So again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below of this week's episode of One Piece. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Click the notification squad boys bell. Do not forget that. Also, check out my social media plugins, especially my Twitter, for updates. And also, for you gamers out there, my gamer tags are down there below as well. So check those out too. And that is it. So peace, soul, love, chicken grease, and the sky is the limit. Got in the room. Ha ha ha. Anime manga fans, keep supporting Bitch Really What You Watch. And that's it. I'll see you guys next week for episode 803. Yeah, 803. And for you manga folks, I will see you guys also for the chapter live reaction and review. So yeah, later. Bye.